What's up, guys? Hope everyone is great today. This is Decoding with Cody. Today is, what is today? Friday, February 14th, 2025, Valentine's Day. And please, for the people in the live stream chat, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. This is a sound check, and you guys know the drill. So just need to know if the sound's coming through and if the visual is also working. I believe it's all working. Just give me that thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Um, so I told you guys I was preparing a live stream. I've been sick for the last few days. So, but to be honest, guys, I've had such a chaotic, last couple days and being sick and all. And do not be surprised if this stream is all over the place. Okay, and actually, it fits in with the topic of the stream. This stream is all about chaos and trickery and just being all over the place. So just I'm not really happy that I didn't get a chance to put all this together like more thoroughly for you guys, but hopefully all the people who are new to the channel, who just subscribed to the channel recently, and all the people who have watched the channel in the past, hopefully you guys all understand me and you guys don't think I'm just all over the place normally, because normally I try to put my slides together and do this, but in this case, uh just don't expect it to be like the best presentation ever, okay? But we are going to talk about a lot of topics. We're going to talk about everything that happened while I was gone. So last week my girlfriend came down with a stomach thing, and like she was super sick and throwing up, and then uh I knew it was kind of a virus or something in the stomach because first of all, I never get sick and throw up. I'm not somebody that throws up when he's sick, but eventually I got it. Like 3 days later, I got it, and then it took me out for 3 days, and I couldn't even eat anything, which was good because I was able to get a fast in. So I think my body kind of got a reset, and fasting is good for a reset. But of course, I was kind of forced to fast. But so that's the backstory. That's where I've been. That's where I've been for the last few days. For those people who are wondering, uh, but I'm back, feeling better. I was able to actually eat today, and enjoy my day a bit. But then I had some chaos going on with booking new places to I'm moving to a different town in a few days here in Bosnia, so just a lot of chaos. But just wanted to kind of give a backstory of everything that's been going on. And thanks to everyone in the chat, Coffee Girl, JJ Recon, Gene Spliced. Uh, and yes, today is Valentine's Day. Also could be called Lupercalia, which is a Roman festival of sacrifice. If you guys don't know what Lupercalia is, it's what they used to celebrate before Valentine's Day. It used to go from February 13th to the February 15th. So we are in the time of Lupercalia. Um, and we are also we are, of course, today is also Valentine's Day. But funny thing is, we're not going to talk about Valentine's Day today. Of course, well, let's just cover the Eagles parade real fast. What's going on today with the Eagles? Let me just find it here and bring it up. So again, on this channel, guys, we just cover current events. We show how it's all connected. We show how the numbers connected. We show how these strange coincidences tie our reality together. How the people that are in charge of the world, they seem to like symbols and riddles, and yeah, they seem to like circuses even. But yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, they won the Super Bowl. The last time I talked to you guys, the Super Bowl hadn't even finished yet. Um, but today is actually the Eagles parade, and you guys can see, it's a big celebration. People get all up in arms about their favorite football team, and give so much energy to this game, right? And that's what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about games, tricks, playfulness, fools, jesters, clowns. I mean, it kind of all goes together. It's all kind of like this reality is one big game, guys. Let's just put it that way. At least to at least the reality we currently live in, right? The way that everything works here in this society, it's one big bread and circus, I guess you could say. Um, so again, we have the parade going on today, the Eagles, and with my last stream, I talked to you guys about how this was connected to Love Hurts because the season started out with Love and Hurts, and then we had last year on Valentine's Day there was a shooting at the parade for the Chiefs on Valentine's Day, and now this year we have the Eagles with the quarterback whose last name is Hurts in the city of brotherly love. So what's the chances that the last two Super Bowl parades are happening on Valentine's Day? And last year you had the arrow, right? Remember the Chiefs have the arrowhead. So let me just bring that up. The Chiefs have the arrowhead, okay? And when you think of Valentine's Day, you think of Cupid's arrow, right? So last year on Valentine's Day, you had the Chiefs have a shooting at their parade on Valentine's Day. Now, a year later, okay, a year later, you have the Eagles who beat the Chiefs this year. Their Super Bowl parade is on Valentine's Day, okay? And the Eagles are known as the city of brotherly love, right? Love, Valentine's Day. Today is a Friday, which is the day of Venus, and Venus is the god of love, okay? So there's a big love narrative today, and that's not the main topic of this video, but I just kind of wanted to touch on that because it's something that needs to be addressed. It's clear that there's a whole riddle here. Again, I don't even need numbers. Just think about the coincidence, you know. You have the Arrow team on Valentine's Day last year, and now you have the Brotherly Love team on Valentine's Day this year. Okay. So that's basically all I want to talk about with this. But we're going to talk more about the love connection, you know, maybe in videos later on, but not in this video. So before I even get into this is kind of going to be quite a long stream, guys, because there's so much I want to cover that I missed on these days. So let's just go through this fast. Let's get through all the stuff that I've seen. Let's go over the Super Bowl real fast. And this is going to tie in with the um and again, not a lot of numbers here, guys. You know what? I'm getting to the point where I know this channel is called Decoding with Cody, but to be honest, lately I haven't been really into putting the numbers together. I'm more interested in putting the symbolism together. I don't know why. I hope you guys don't mind that. It's not that this channel's not going to have numbers on it, but from now on, well, not just recently, I'm not doing so many numbers. Okay. And to be honest with you, I think it's a good thing. I think I want to prove that the symbols itself are enough to show that things are connected, right? So here's the Super Bowl halftime show. I really wanted to touch on this because, you know, it's more about the symbolism. Okay, less numbers, more symbols, right? And the halftime show was full of symbols. And the first thing that you can see here is the halftime show featured a guy that we actually talked about, me and Joseph, who's also in the chat right now. Make sure you guys check out Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Before the Super Bowl even happened, we talked about snakes on a plane, right? Because we had all these plane crashes. We had all these plane crashes. We had all these snake symbolism. Remember, we started the snake year. We started the snake year with a plane crash, right? Now, who was in the movie Snakes on a Plane, right? Well, let me just bring that up. Actually, I think I have a slide for this. All right, yeah, here it is. So I've been trying to get you guys to really look into Mercury because Mercury is a symbol of tricks. It's a symbol of travel. Okay, and it's not that I'm talking about this fantasy guy who's behind the scenes. Really, this is you could consider Mercury a symbol of all the things that Satan or this world stands for. It's an illusionary, tricky, clownish world, okay? And that's essentially what Mercury itself is not the point. Mercury is just a symbolism of that. So remember, we had the Super Bowl featuring Samuel L. Jackson, okay? And we talked about this before the Super Bowl happened. I did this slideshow before the Super Bowl happened. And I connected this all to snakes on a plane and Mercury, right? I mean, just look at the symbol for snakes on a plane, right? And look at the symbol for Mercury, the caduceus, right? This all connects to snakes because it's the snake here. Mercury has the staff with the snakes. So why did Samuel L. Jackson show up at the Super Bowl as the halftime theme? Well, because he's the guy in Snakes on a Plane, right? So that leads me to Samuel L. Jackson, right? But Samuel L. Jackson has multiple archetypes here. His first archetype is actually Saturn. And I think I'm going to get to that in a minute. But let's just go over some things that I saw based off of what these symbols tend to come up in our reality, okay? So, first of all, this is how the show started, the halftime show. And it starts out with a camera view over the top of the dome, which could be telling us we live in a dome. Think about it. This whole thing is a simulation of life. Okay, the whole theme of the Super Bowl halftime show was the game of life. Okay, in fact, let me just look it up for you guys so you can see they even talked about it. Kendrick Lamar, game of life. Yeah, so look at this article, right? And a lot of people were talking about this. The theme of the halftime show, game of life. All right. And again, we're talking about games, trickery, Mercury. He's the god of playing tricks and being a jokester, making fun, right? But and again, it's not really Mercury. There's not a guy named Mercury behind the scenes. It's really just probably what you would like to call Satan or the god of this world, or basically the illusionary reality that is created here, Saturn. Okay. But anyway, Kendrick Lamar, he said, game of life, amazing metaphor. So the stage design was reportedly inspired by a PlayStation controller. It featured four buttons, an X, an O, a square, and a triangle. Now remember, we just had Squid Games come out at the end of the year last year. And Squid Game has the same symbols. So again, they pointed us to this game of life. That's what the halftime show was all about, game of life. So let's look into the deeper symbolism of the whole halftime show. It's not just the Illuminati symbols. It's the whole storytelling of the show itself. So the Apple logo on top of the dome was lit up, and then the camera zooms in. In fact, let me just bring up another slide. I'm just trying to make sure. I told you guys this was going to be unorganized. I told you it was going to be unorganized. Super Bowl halftime show. But okay, so let's just go through this. So it starts on and it takes us above the dome, right? And it zooms in and it comes into the apple. Okay. And remember, we're talking about the snake here. The apple and the snake are pretty synonymous, actually. In fact, in gematria, if you type in the word snake, it equals 85, like the word apple equals 85. You see that? Apple, 85, snake, 85, matrix, 85, right? Matrix, a game, that's what I'm getting at. Matrix 85, Apple 85, Snake 85. Okay. And remember, the snake is the deceiver, the trickster. Think about it. The snake, the serpent, in the beginning of the Bible tricks Adam and Eve, okay, into biting the apple. Or they say it's an apple. Really, they just say it's a fruit in the Bible, but most people attribute it to an apple. And the Apple logo literally has the bite out of it, okay? So what happens here? They zoom into the apple. Let me just play this and hopefully they don't take this video down. Please hit the like buttons, guys, and hopefully this video doesn't get, taken down. But let's see. Into it. See that? They go right into the apple. And it's a portal. Now remember, Mercury, we're talking about Mercury still here. We're talking about tricksters like the snake in the garden, but we're also talking about Mercury, right? And who is Mercury? He is the god of not only financial gain, so this is going to tie into money as well, commerce, buying and selling, messages, communication, travelers, so time travelers, right? Luck, trickery, thieves, and merchants. So he's the god of travel. Well, I've had all these plane crashes. He's the god of trickery, like the snake in the garden tricks Adam and Eve into eating the fruit. He's the god of thieves, right? Who steals the innocence of Adam and Eve. And again, I'm not saying that Mercury is like the end all be all. He is the Mercury, just think of Mercury as a archetype, okay? An archetype that covers all of Satan's tricks, okay? If there's one god that connects to Satan and trickery and the illusionary world, it would be Mercury in so many ways, right? But there's good aspects too. It's not all bad, right? But what I'm saying is there's so much to this. And let's just get back to the halftime show. So it zooms into the apple, right? And we go through this portal. And when we come out on the other side, we see the game, we see the square, okay? And this is a Saturn magic square. And how do I know that? Let me find it. All right, so let's just go over what I talked about here, okay? So notice that we zoom into the apple, and the apple represents forbidden knowledge. The bitten apple is reminiscent of the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. In this context, the bite represents humanity's fall into duality, moving from the state of God's divinity, right, into good and evil, division, light and dark, good and evil. So basically, what does Adam and Eve do when they bite the apple? They become aware of good and evil, duality. Okay, the illusionary reality, the simulacrum, as some people call it, but basically, what you could also call biblically Satan's simulacrum. Okay, the trickster god, right? The deceiver. So when this camera zooms in and goes into the apple and goes through the gateway into the stadium, it represents the spiritual going into the material. So basically incarnation, right? That's basically what they're trying to portray here. This is esoteric. This is like the mysticism background. I'm not saying this is the biblical story. This is the mysticism. It's the spiritual going into the physical form and being trapped in this matrix, you know, this Saturnian world. Okay. And basically going into the stadium through the apple, you come out on the other side and you get this Saturn cube. And how do I know that this is the Saturn magic cube? Well, look at this right here. Here is the Saturn magic square. Each row and column is a 3 by 3. And think about it, guys. 33 is a huge number. The Saturn magic square is a 3 by 3. That's what this is what Kendrick Lamar was performing on at the halftime show. So as soon as you come through the portal into your physical realm, you're now stuck in Saturn's cube. Okay. And what does Saturn represent? Saturn represents time, fate, limitations. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you guys feel limited, if you guys feel limitation in this current state of reality that we're stuck in, right? Limitations. Okay. And notice that the magic square is all the columns add up to 15, right? And who lost the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes, number 15. He lost the Super Bowl. So Saturn is associated with control, restriction, cycles, and reincarnation. Okay, and this is key because the first lyrics that Kendrick Lamar sings in the Super Bowl is a reference to reincarnation. Okay, in occult tradition, Saturn is often the gatekeeper. Okay, so think about it. We go through the portal, which is Mercury, travelers, and we come out and we find ourselves stuck in time in Satan's grasp. The fall of man, okay, essentially. Basically, what happens when they bit the apple? They fell into this, what happens after that? God banishes them out of the Garden of Eden, and now they're stuck in this realm of limitation, disconnected, separation, right? So I'm not going to read all this, but you guys can read what I have up on the screen. But why do they bring in, immediately after you see the Saturn magic square, they immediately bring in Samuel L. Jackson. And Samuel L. Jackson represents the game master. The game master, right? Because he is the representation of Saturn here. Why is Samuel L. Jackson a representation of Saturn? Samuel L. Jackson's line serves multiple meanings. What did Samuel L. Jackson say as soon as he started talking? He said, "The great American game." Again, referencing the game of life. It wasn't just talking about a football game. It was talking about the whole game of our reality. Okay? Literal meaning, a reference to the football game, or it could be a metaphysical meaning, which means the world of duality, entrapment. And the only way out of that is through the light of the world, Christ, right? Think about it. The only way out of this limited world is putting your faith, right? And walking in faith of the light of the world that came to bring us out of that, containment. But anyway, Samuel L. Jackson, he was born during Saturnalia. Look at this. Samuel L. Jackson is born December 21st, so he is born in Saturnalia on the winter solstice. So, and if you link the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, his role as the narrator, the Great American Game, can symbolize Saturn as the overseer of the game of time and illusion. The overseer, okay? And The word L, think about the name Samuel L. Jackson. He has the L in his name twice. He has Samuel, and then his middle initial is L, right? Why is that? Well, because it's a reference to Saturn, right? Saturn is L. Or if you just look it up, guys, I'm not saying that's necessarily what he is, but if you look it up, if you look it up, El is the name of the chief god of the Canaanites and the Phoenicians, often depicted as an aged, wise, and authoritative figure similar to Saturn. So definitely a Saturn connection here. Samuel L. Jackson, the cube, the Saturn magic square, being stuck in time. Okay. Now, Kendrick Lamar tells you the whole story with his first lyrics of the halftime show. What does he tell you guys? Now, here at the bottom of the screen is the very first lyrics of the whole entire halftime show. It says, "Reincarnated with love, my Gemini twin, back powering up. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged." All right, so let's unpack this. The first thing he says is reincarnated. I just made a reference to you guys about how this initial going into the stadium through the portal of the apple is about incarnation into the physical realm. Okay. And as soon as you reach the physical realm, you're stuck in time. You're stuck in the cube of Saturn. Okay. Now, the Gemini. Now, who is Kendrick Lamar? He is a Gemini. So let's look at Kendrick Lamar. He's born on June 17th. That makes him a Gemini. All right. So who is Gemini ruled by? What planet rules Gemini? Mercury. All right. Mercury. Now, Joseph, please tell me in the chat, what is your, you guys know Joseph Aquaviva in the chat, right? The great decoder, right? You guys know the guy who created this calculator, Gematrinator, Derek. You guys know me, right? Decoding with Cody. So, Joseph, what is your astrology sign? Who is your ruling planet? Let's see if Joseph knows. I know he knows. So, yeah. So Joseph Aquaviva, one of the decoders in the chat, he's a Gemini, right? And what am I? This person talking to you right now, I'm a Gemini. Who created this calculator? Gematrinator. Derek, he's a Gemini. Who's the guy that helped me find all this Gemini connection originally? He's my good friend Casey Jones Astrology. What is his sign? He's a Gemini. Okay. Who is Kendrick Lamar? He's a Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Now, who is Mercury? Mercury is the messenger of the gods. And what do we do here? What do me, Joseph, and Derek, and all these decoders online do? What do we do for you guys? We are messengers. We share messages with you. Think about that. In fact, what do we Geminis do? We do something called gematria. Think about it. Gematria starts with gem. So what I'm telling you is Kendrick Lamar being the halftime performer and being a Gemini, the messenger ruled by Mercury, he's giving you a message and he's telling you about Saturn, who is the god of this world, Satan, right? Time. And he's reincarnated in time. That's what he's telling you. That's what he's trying to tell you. My Gemini twin. Okay. And what is Trump? I forgot to even mention that. Isn't Trump also a Gemini, guys? So yeah, don't forget that. But let's just read this. Kendrick Lamar's opening line, reincarnated my Gemini twin. Reincarnated, it represents the cycle of life and death. This use of reincarnation suggests a soul trap or being reborn into Maya or illusion or sin, whatever you want to call it. This supports the previous theme of Saturn, suggesting that the soul is bound in sin or illusion, whatever you want to call it. Gemini is the sign of twins, representing duality, right? So the fact that Kendrick Lamar starts his Super Bowl halftime show saying Gemini and reincarnated, it brings you right back to Saturn and being stuck, right? Or feeling like you're stuck in a body in a physical realm. But again, this is basically all I want to talk about with the Super Bowl halftime show. I just wanted to go over the clear symbolism of the game of life. They even compared it to a game of life, as I showed you guys in the article earlier. And so that's going to lead us back to Mercury, who is the trickster, the guy who wants to play games, right? The guy that can't be serious. And remember, Trump is a Gemini. Kendrick Lamar, who performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, he's a Gemini. But remember, Mercury is also the god of Operation Warp Speed. Why is this? In fact, look what I did, guys. Look at this experiment. I went to ChatGPT and I typed into ChatGPT, I said, isn't it odd that Trump declared Operation Warp Speed on Mercuralia? Now, what's Mercuralia, guys? Mercuralia is held on May 15th. It was the Roman festival for merchants and travelers honoring Mercury, asking for success in their trade and journeys. Mercury was associated with swiftness, transitions, and communication. So ChatGPT even said, yes, the timing is quite interesting. Okay. So this is ChatGPT saying this. It's saying the timing is quite interesting. That Trump, he released Operation Warp Speed on Mercuralia, which is about Mercury, the speed, the swiftster. He's the god of speed. Okay. So I'll just read this. Yes, the timing was quite interesting. Operation Warp Speed, the U.S. government initiative accelerated C-19 vaccine development, was announced on May 15th, which coincides with Mercuralia, the ancient Roman festival honoring Mercury, the god of speed and travel. Think about it, guys. Rapid, think about it. Rapid transmission, rapid, fast. So the fact that Trump decided to supposedly to declare Operation Warp Speed on Mercuralia is not a coincidence. Okay. Now, this ties into everything else that's been going on before the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, and during the Super Bowl. Remember, Trump turned 326 Mercury years old. And what's a Mercury year, guys? A Mercury year is just 87.969 days. That's how long it takes Mercury right here. 87.9691 days on Earth is one Mercury year. So when Trump turned 326 Mercury years, we had a plane crash on his birthday of Mercury birthday. Okay. And this isn't the first time we've had a plane crash on Trump's Mercury birthday. It's happened before when Flight 302 crashed on Trump's 302nd Mercury birthday. So all this started around December 19th. And why did it all start around December 19th? Because that was the day that Trump turned 326 Mercury years old. And what happened that day? There was a plane crash on Dion Dawkins' football player's property, and he played for the Bills. And the Bills is a reference to money. And I already told you, Mercury is also the god of financial gain and commerce and merchandise, right? Think about it. In the Bible, it often talks about people who make merchandise of the world, right? And Gemini or Mercury is a merchant. But anyway, the day that Trump turned 326 Mercury years old, we had a plane crash. Now, here's a list of all the different plane crashes and car attacks. Remember, Mercury is associated with anything to do with traveling: cars, planes, buses, trains, planes, whatever. Okay. So let's just start this list from the day that Trump turned 326 Mercury years old. And let's just count all the different incidents that happened connected to Mercury, the god of transportation and trickery. So again, the first one was on December 19th, Dion Dawkins' plane crash. One day later, we had a car attack in Magdeburg, Germany at a Christmas market. So think about it, guys. Mercury, the god of markets and merchants, and the god of transportation. Okay. So a car rammed into a market one day after Trump turned 326 Mercury years old. Okay. And that was one day after the Dion Dawkins plane crash. The next day, or no, 5 days later on Christmas, there was a plane crash, a big high profile plane crash in Azerbaijan on Christmas. 4 days after that, there was the huge Korean Jeju airplane crash. And remember, the Jeju Air Korean crash was tied to the Jeju Airlines plane crash was tied to Squid Game, which was a Korean game show that was released a few days prior. Okay, so more connections to games and tricks. Okay. So after that, we had a car attack in New Orleans where the Super Bowl was going to be held on the first day of the year. We had a car attack. All right. So there's two car attacks and three plane crashes in a matter of 2 weeks. Okay. Two car attacks, three plane crashes in 2 weeks. Then later on in January, we had a huge incident in Washington, D.C., where a plane collided with a helicopter over the Potomac. Okay. 2 days after that, we had a plane crash in Philadelphia, who was going to be in the Super Bowl on January 31st. And Joseph is in the chat. Joseph actually covered many other plane crashes that happened in this time. I just didn't put all of them here because I didn't have room. There was so many plane crashes, guys. There was one in Seattle, there was one in Chicago, there was one in Arizona. Um, there was one, I don't know, there's been so many. There was just one the other day with the Motley Crue stuff. Make sure you guys go watch Joseph's videos on the Motley Crue airplane crash with Vince Vaughn and Vince, the singer of Motley Crue. But just in this time since Trump turned 326 Mercury olds, we've had car attacks, we've had plane crashes, all connected to the god of travel and trickery, Mercury. Okay. Now, this brings me to yesterday, 2/13/2025. We had a car attack in Germany again. So the second car attack in Germany in less than 2 months. Okay. And remember, the other car attack that happened was in New Orleans, where the Super Bowl was going to be on the first day of this year. Okay. Yeah, there was also a truck explosion in Las Vegas on the first day of the year, too. Remember that? Thank you for reminding me. So I'm just trying to point out with this slide, guys, that ever since Trump turned 326 Mercury years old, on December 19th, which was the birthday of Donnie Darko, by the way, Jake Gyllenhaal, who was also in a movie about a plane crash. We've had all these car crashes, we've had all these car attacks, all after that. And again, I told you guys that Trump is going to turn 327 Mercury years old on St. Patrick's Day. So his next Mercury birthday is St. Patrick's Day. This is after the blood moon eclipse. And this is right one day after Purim. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. Yeah, there was also a plane crash in San Diego. I forgot about that too. There's been so many plane crashes, man. And remember, the day before the plane crash, let me see if I can find it. The day before the plane crash in Washington, D.C., the collision with the helicopter, the new transportation secretary was sworn into office. And this guy is a walking Mercury riddle. Look at him. Sorry, guys. I had a hiccup. Um, ooh, catching my breath. Hold on. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of talking. So anyway, Sean Patrick Duffy became the transportation secretary, and he was born on 10/3, right? October 3rd. Well, October 3rd is the Mercury number. Mercury in just standard English gematria is 103. If you add his date numerology, 10 plus 3 plus 19 plus 71, it equals 103. Okay, so he has a Mercury coding, and he's the transportation secretary. Okay, just like Mercury is the god of transportation. And this happened one day before the plane crash over the Potomac, right? And this was all tied to the Irish and the word Patrick and the word Kennedy. Um, and remember, the Super Bowl was all connected to, I just want to go over this real fast, St. Patrick's Day. So remember, why am I talking about St. Patrick's Day? Because Trump will turn, see if I can find it here. Um, yeah, exactly. Susan Donahue in the chat, she's mentioning how Mercury is swift, like the financial system is run on Swift, right? And don't forget, we had Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. So even Taylor Swift is a Mercury connection, because Mercury represents swiftness, speed. But yeah, anyway, the plane collision on December 29th or on January 29th was all connected to the Irish, okay? Remember, we had Patrick Duffy taking office the day before. St. Patrick's Day is an Irish. St. Patrick was known for kicking snakes out of Ireland, right? And in the myth, St. Patrick is kicking snakes out of Ireland after a 40-day fast. Well, someone type it in the chat. What was the final score of the Super Bowl? I talked about the number 40 leading up to the Super Bowl. And what was the Eagles' final score? I want a bit of chat participation here. Please drop the final score in the chat for the Super Bowl. Yep, 40. 40-22, the Eagles won, right? And I talked about St. Patrick's Day and how in the myth of St. Patrick, he's on a 40-day fast. And in the Bible, the 40 is huge, right? 40 days and 40 nights, right? Um, remember, Ronald Reagan, the plane was going to Ronald Reagan when it collided with the helicopter, and Ronald Reagan was the 40th president. Julius Caesar, the Super Bowl was at Julius Caesar at Caesar Superdome. Julius Caesar equals 40. Let me bring all the 40s up here. Hold on. Julius Caesar, right? Equals 40, right? Mercury, 40. And that's why I believe the Super Bowl was a final score of 40 on the 40th day of the year, by the way. Or was it the 40th day? Yeah, it was the 40th day of the year. So let's go to the Super Bowl. So on the 40th day of the year, the Eagles scored 40 points, right? And it was in Caesar Superdome where Julius Caesar equals 40. Guys, I have 214 in the chat on Valentine's Day. Gosh, I got to show you guys this. How about that? You guys see it? Guys, take a screenshot of it. I'm taking a screenshot of it. Hold on. I have 214 in the chat, and it's St. Valentine's Day, 214, and St. Valentine's Day equals 214. How about that? How about that? More scripted numbers in my chat. I do this every time, guys. Last time I just talked about Pi Day and I had 314 in the chat. Now I'm talking on St. Patrick's Day, and I just happen to be having 214, and yeah. Now it says 224, but I took a screenshot of it. So I have more proof here. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the 40. The word airplane equals 40. Thank you, Joseph. Right? Airplane 40. And Joseph's also saying that plane crash equals, yeah, 173. Yeah. Plane crash equals 173. And that's the 40th prime number. Okay. So anyway, you have all these 40s. And the 40th day of the year and 40 points by the Eagles. And yeah, it's just so crazy. I believe America, or doesn't United States equal 40? Hold on. Yeah, United States equals 40. So of course this is all connected to the United States. United States equals 40. Yeah, there was an airplane crash in Brazil, and Brazil also equals 40. Um, Cooper DeJean, the player, number 33 in the Super Bowl, he had a pick six on his birthday. He was the 40th pick in the draft. Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that. Wow. Good one. Cooper DeJean. And that's actually going to tie in with yesterday's car attack. Oh, wait. Guys, look at this. So the guy who had the pick six in the Super Bowl on the 40th day of the year on his birthday, February 9th is his birthday, guys. He had a pick six on his birthday, which is the 40th day of the year. And he was the 40th pick in the draft right here. NFL Draft 2024, 40th pick. Come on, what is the chance of that? 40th pick in the draft, and on his birthday, he's in the Super Bowl and he makes a huge play on the 40th day of the year, and the Eagles. Let me just show everyone. Eagles, Chiefs. $40. So, I mean, come on now. Come on. And don't forget, the Kansas City Chiefs became 17-3 when they lost. And again, I already told you 173 is the 40th prime. Plane crash equals 173. Same. So anyway, I think I've beat that I think I beat that horse enough. But yeah, and Cooper DeJean, right? So Cooper, look at his name is Cooper M. Cooper M. So what happens a few days later in Germany, guys? What happened? What happened with this car attack? Let me bring it up. Hold on. Let's see. Let me just bring up the car attack. I got way too many slides open. Hold on. Oh my goodness. All right. So yesterday, just a few days after the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Cooper M. DeJean. Cooper M. That's the key word here. Cooper M. Right. We had a car attack on February 13th in a Mini Cooper. You guys get it? Cooper M. Mini Cooper. And again, this was one of the star players of the Super Bowl just a few days before. Cooper M. DeJean and a Mini Cooper. All right, so let's just take a quick look at the Illuminati connection to this, because I just got a few slides on this. So, oh, another thing I wanted to say, great comment here by Kazi. Look at this, guys. Remember how the halftime show, there was a PlayStation buttons and the PlayStation Network. I forgot to even talk about this, guys. A few days before the Super Bowl with the PlayStation buttons, right? The PlayStation Network had a an outage. So now I got to bring that up. I got so much to talk about, guys. It's absolutely insane. PlayStation outage. So a major Sony outage on the PlayStation Network on Saturday left tens of thousands of gamers unable to access the online. Okay, so this was one day before the Super Bowl where they had the PlayStation controller, right? They had the PlayStation. It was all about the game of life. And look at what this person posted. This again, great shout out to this comment. Remember how the halftime show had the PlayStation buttons, and the PlayStation Network went down on Friday and Saturday, right before the Super Bowl, when they had the PlayStation button. And from the launch of the PlayStation Network to the Super Bowl was 6,666 days. Look at this. 11/11/2006, the launch of PlayStation Network to the Super Bowl with the PlayStation controller one day after the PlayStation outage. 66666. And remember, the Eagles in that Super Bowl, they came into the game with 666 all-time wins. And now I have 216 in the chat, and that's 6 times 6 times 6. Anyways, great comment by the by Kazi here. Because I just wanted to highlight that because I thought that was crazy. All right, so back out of there. Let's talk again about the car attack. Let's see. 113 is in the chat says, go download the book Hermes wrote and learn something. Are you saying I don't know anything? I mean, yeah, I'm not the best person ever, but I don't know if that was supposed to be like sound offensive towards me. I know I've seen you in the chat before, and much love to you. You're a great decoder, so I'm pretty sure you're not making, and even if you are making a hack at me, I can definitely always learn something. What do you think I do all day? I sit here and I try to learn. So I'm always willing to learn something. So I mean, if you can give me more of a, I don't know, that just sounded the way he wrote it. I don't think he meant it that way. Okay. Okay. Well, I like your humor. Are you a Gemini too? He said he's not making a hack at me. I'm just an a-hole and I'm trying to help you. That's just funny. Okay. Well, that's a good explanation. So much love to you. Are you a Gemini, really? Oh, okay. Anyways, so let's look at the car attack because a car plowed into demonstrators in Munich on Thursday, injuring 28 people in a suspected attack shortly before world leaders were due to be in southern Germany for a high-level security conference known as the Munich Security Conference. The suspect is believed to be a 24-year-old asylum seeker from Afghanistan. Munich police director Christian Huber told reporters. Bavarian Governor Markus Söder said the incident is suspected to be an attack. Children were among the injured, according to the city's mayor, Dieter Reiter. So look at this, guys. Gematria strikes again. First of all, the prime minister of Germany, the whole country, is Olaf Scholz, which equals 153, okay? This incident happened in Bavaria, where the Bavarian Illuminati was founded, okay? And look at what the Illuminati equals, 153. Olaf Scholz, the prime minister of Germany, 153. This happened at a Verdi protest. And Verdi protest equals 153. This was a Mini Cooper. It was a Mini Cooper who hit the victims, right? Equals 153. The Jesuit order equals 153. They are connected with the Illuminati, right? The name of the governor of Bavaria is Markus Söder, which equals 153. um, and also, thanks to Joseph for this one, asylum seeker from Afghanistan also equals 153. That's what they called him. And then it came out that, and I put this slide together before the guy's name came out. But look at the governor of Munich, where this happened, Dieter Reiter, and he's born on May 19th, but he took office on the Illuminati's founding day. The Illuminati in Bavaria was founded in May 1st, 1776, and the mayor of Munich, he took office on May 1st. So, and look at his name, guys. His name equals Bavarian Illuminati. So he took office on the Bavarian Illuminati's birthday in the state the Bavarian Illuminati was founded in, and his name equals Bavarian Illuminati. On top of that, the suspect was declared to be Farhad Nori. And look at what Farhad Nori equals. Farhad Nori, the suspect who did this car attack, 188, guys. And I found this after I put this slide together about the 188s with Dieter Reiter and Bavarian Illuminati. So 188, and the suspect also. Now, remember, I told you guys that this was at a demonstration for Verdi. And this is where we're going to tie this back into Mercury, right? So notice that this was Verdi, right? So let's take Verdi over to the gematria calculator. And this automatically ties us in with Mercury because the car attack, right? Whoa, I didn't want that. Hold on. Verdi. Let me just type it in. So Verdi is the name of the protest that was rammed into, right? Notice the gematria. Verdi equals Mercury in Jewish. So, and we know that Jewish is a very hard cipher to just get any matches you want. So the fact that Verdi equals Mercury, and again, going back to the whole thing with Mercury being connected to transportation, right? And what does the word Verdi mean? So it could mean greens. And Mercury, emerald, According to Vedic astrology, emerald is considered the best gemstone for Mercury. So green, right? Emerald. And this is where we get into we're going to try to go off topic a bit here maybe, but so the gemstone for Mercury is emerald, right? And this should make you immediately think of the Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz, right? So in the Wizard of Oz, there's the guy they known as the man behind the curtain. And I just thought that was interesting that if you type in the man behind the curtain, it equals Mercury. And again, Mercury's gemstone is emerald. And in the Emerald City, the trickster, right, is the wizard who is behind the curtain. So if you just type that in, and don't forget, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Green team. Um, the man behind the curtain. Yeah, so in the Wizard of Oz in the Emerald City, they embark on a journey. However, as a group finally finds themselves in the wizard's presence, is revealed to be nothing more than a man behind a curtain. So, you know, the man behind the curtain equals Mercury. And again, just to reiterate, Mercury and Emerald is the gemstone, Emerald City. So that was a bit off topic, but that also connects us back to St. Patrick's Day. Because what is the color of St. Patrick's Day? Well, it's mostly green. And remember, St. Patrick is known for being kicking snakes out of Ireland. Again, Mercury has the snakes, but St. Patrick also has the trick in his name. The word Patrick. And remember, the helicopter that crashed into the Eagle was a Pat. It was titled Pat. And who lost in the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes. And this all connects to St. Patrick's Day, I believe, because St. Patrick's Day again is green. And then the whole thing with the plane crash on the 29th of January was all connected to Irish. Remember, we just had Kennedy in the news. Kennedy is an Irish name. In fact, look at this. Look at the gematria for Kennedy. Okay, look at the gematria for Patrick. And look at the gematria for car attack, which is what they call these. So this is where it's going to get a little bit crazy, guys. And again, I'm going to make a very weird connection here. So we just had a car attack yesterday on 213. If I can find it, I have so many slides open. Hold on. Let me close some of these. All right, so a car attack on 213. Now, this is the wild part, guys. And again, this is a sign of a completely coded reality that's not coded by man. Okay. The same day, let me move this. Hold on. Literally within hours of this car attack in Munich, my girlfriend just happened to see a video on YouTube of this guy who goes into these places and he gives people like money, or he gets stuff from them and he gives them money or something. But this guy did a video just hours before the car attack, okay? And this guy named Keenan Bank posts a video of this guy he's talking to behind the counter at a Tim Hortons. And first of all, I'm tying this to a car attack, right? Look at what Keenan Bank equals. Okay, this is the guy who posted this video. Keenan Bank equals car attack in the same cipher. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, what did this guy behind the counter say to this Keenan Bank guy in this video posted just hours before this car attack? Look at this. The guy behind the counter says, "My nickname online when I play video games is Mercury." And he points to a tattoo on his wrist where he has Mercury written. And then immediately after that, the guy, Keenan Bank, asked this guy, what does he like to do in his video games? And the guy says, "I like to smash people with cars." And again, guys, I'm not saying this was scripted, like, and Keenan Bank knew this was happening. I don't think so. Can I get some reactions in the chat? Like, does this not is this not crazy? Keenan Bank, who equals car attack, and Patrick and Kennedy, which so Keenan Bank posts a video of a guy behind the counter telling him that he's Mercury and he likes to smash people with cars right before there's a car attack in Germany. I just couldn't believe it. And the fact that, again, go watch this video, guys. Keenan Bank, and this connects to Mercury too, because Keenan Bank, who is connected to banks? Swift system, and Swift is connected to Mercury and money. It's all connected, and this is merchandise. This is merchandise, and that's Mercury too. So, what do you guys think? Is this not a wild connection? Like, and I'm not saying that this is like, I'm not saying they planned this. I don't know if they could do that. Like, who is this Keenan Bank, you know? So let's just look at who this Keenan Bank guy is. And when was he born, guys? See if I can find it here. So this guy's real name is Keenan. And don't forget, guys, Keenan is an Irish name. Bro, like, Joseph, you're asking me how I found that video? My girlfriend just happened to see it pop up on her YouTube. Otherwise, I would have never found it. She was just watching videos. She said that recently YouTube started showing her these videos of Keenan Bank. And as soon as, and don't forget, my girlfriend is from Bavaria, Germany. So she knew about the car attack. Okay. And then immediately after we learned about the car attack, this video popped up on her feed from Keenan Bank. And I had just told her about Mercury, man. Like, that's why I was so saying it so wild in your chat yesterday, because I had just told her about Mercury and the car attack. And then she sees a video that pops up on her feed that I had no idea about. And the guy says he's Mercury and he likes smashing people with cars. And I couldn't believe it. And then I typed in Keenan Bank, and Keenan Bank equals car attack. And it equals Patrick. And I've been connecting this to St. Patrick's Day. And then I find out that Keenan Bank is born just 2 days before St. Patrick's Day on the Ides of March. And what is the word Keenan? Keenan is an Irish name, just like Kennedy, just like Patrick, or not Patrick, but yeah, Patrick, Mercury, the trickster. It's just so crazy. I just can't believe it, man. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could play the video so you guys could hear it and just hear how crazy it is. Because I don't know why this guy would just randomly say, I like to smash people with cars and my name is Mercury. Like, it just doesn't seem like a. Yeah, and Magdeburg had that 78. Remember, all the car attacks were connected to the 78. It's a huge number with car attacks, right? So again, now that leads me to my point here. This again seems to point us to something Irish. It all seems to connect to Irish stuff. We have the Irish Keenan Bank. We have Patrick, St. Patrick's Day. We have Trump. Now, this is why it gets even more wild. Because what's the chance that Trump is turning exactly 327 Mercury years old on the very day of St. Patrick's Day? Margaret Keenan. Yeah, Bourbon Street equals 78 too. That was the car attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, remember? And how old is Trump right now, guys? Bourbon Street in New Orleans, car attack there. Vehicle attack also equals 78, Joseph says. Vehicle attack 78, car attack 78. Magdeburg, where the German market attack was in Magdeburg, 78. Um, again, Trump is 78 years old. I think that's why it's all connected. And Kennedy just got truck attack equals 78 too, does it? Really? Yeah, there's no more important number to car attacks and truck attacks than the number 78. I mean, I think we've proven that. Truck attack 78, vehicle attack, car attack, all 78. Magdeburg, where the first car attack was. Bourbon Street equals 78, where the second car attack was. Yeah, so again, Trump, 78 years old. I think that's also why it's important. But again, Keenan Bank, who did this video, he's born on 2 days before St. Patrick's Day. And what happens one day before his birthday? Purim. Now, if you go over to Purim, why do people wear costumes on Purim? It's all it's all about the book of Esther and eating Haman's ears, right? When you know how Trump or Haman's ears, you know how Trump got his ear shot. But on Purim, they like to dress up as clowns. And of course, this all connects to basically what my thumbnail was trying to convey is Trump has been portrayed as a clown. And this is again tricksters, Mercury. They also like to dress up as the ear, right? The pastry. So what I'm telling you guys is this time in March, next month, from Purim, which again is going to fall on March 13th and 14th, 2025, Pi Day. Then the next day you have the Ides of March. And how does the Ides of March tie into this? Well, the Ides of March is all about Caesar. Did I not just do a whole presentation on Caesar? So from the beginning of Purim to St. Patrick's Day, and I'm also not just looking, I'm just looking at the whole month of March, guys. Don't quote me on a specific day. I'm just watching out for the whole month of March because it looks crazy. And St. Patrick's Day looks even also crazy. But the 14th, so the 13th is the beginning of Purim. And then you have Pi Day, which is the blood moon eclipse. And then you have the Ides of March. And then you have 316, which I could also say a lot about. But then you have St. Patrick's Day, right? Which I'm already making a lot of connections to. And then after that, you have the 78th day of the year, which I told you Trump is 78 years old. Patrick equals 78. So if it's a St. Patrick's Day riddle, it could carry over to the 19th as well. And what is the March 19th date this year? It's a Wednesday. What is the day of Mercury? Wednesday. Okay. So Wednesday is the day of Mercury. So the 19th is also a day to watch. Yeah, Order Out of Chaos is also 78. I totally forgot about that. Order Out of Chaos, 78. So again, Trickery, Order Out of Chaos. So you guys get what give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are picking up what I'm laying down. From March 13th to the March 19th and even later, guys. I mean, March 20th is the day of Thelema. And then you have the 322 day. And then you have my big blackout day that I predicted might have a blackout like a year and a half ago. March 26th and March 27th, 2025, about a year and a half ago. I said there might be a blackout stuff going on or something happening on March 26th, March 27th, 2025. So you have all these days to watch, and it all connects to Purim. And again, Purim is, and this reminds me of clowns, right? I even saw that there's a Pennywise Purim, right? So why is Trump getting rid of the penny? Pennywise. And let me just bring up that article. Trump penny. Trump orders the U.S. to ditch the penny. So you could connect this maybe to Pennywise, like the clown. But that's kind of a bit more of a off-grid connection. But I think it's feasible. I think there could be something there to that. And when Trump got rid of the penny, it was right after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and the Eagles play at Lincoln Financial Field, and Lincoln is on the penny. And Lincoln's birthday was just a few days ago on February 12th. So you have the Lincoln penny. That's why I put the pennies in here. Now let's talk about another thing. We're almost done, guys. Thank you for sticking around. To all the people who have stuck around. I know this was a long stream. I had so much to cover. But remember, the Super Bowl, the Eagles won, right? And it was all about the gold of 1933. Now remember, in my video before the Super Bowl, I told you Trump got a golden pager. And at the Super Bowl, I told you it was all about redeeming and buying and selling. Remember, New Orleans was the largest slave market. So there again, you have merchandise, mercury, marketplaces. And remember, I told you that the word redeemed equals 59, like it was Super Bowl 59. And in the Strong's Concordance, to buy, to purchase, or to redeem is 59. And in Revelation 5:9, it says, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, and there was slain, and thou hast redeemed us. So the word redeemed is literally in Revelation 5:9, and redeemed equals 59, and redeem in Strong's is 59. Okay. So, and then you had all the 59s. Eagles, Chiefs equals 59, Super Bowl, All X 59, Slave 59, Redeemed 59, all 59. Um, but this brings me to this, because this is the most important part of this decode. I really think they're going to do something with the gold, guys, or something like what they did in 1933. In 1933, President Roosevelt issued Executive Order 12, or what was it, 6102. Under executive order, the President of the United States requires all persons on or before May 1st, the Illuminati's birthday, by the way, 1933, to turn in all gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates now owned by them to a Federal Reserve Bank. So think about this, guys. This whole decode, I've been connecting Mercury. Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. We've had car crashes. We've had plane crashes. That's Mercury. We've had trickery. We have green. That's Mercury. We've had snakes. That connects to Mercury's caduceus. But we also have merchandise and banks and commerce. That's Mercury. In 1933, they forced people to turn in their gold. The same year, the Philadelphia Eagles were established in 1933. Now, remember, the Super Bowl this year was the Eagles versus the Chiefs. And the Chiefs and the Eagle gold coin was discontinued in 1933. Now, remember, it was Roosevelt, Executive Order 6102. It was Roosevelt who made people turn in the gold, right? Redeemed their gold or they redeemed these paper for gold, right? And that was in 1933. And we just had a plane crash, Philadelphia plane crash in Roosevelt. Right here. On January 31st, 2025 at 6 p.m., a Learjet 55 operated by Jet Air Ambulance crashed among the Cotman Avenue in front of the Roosevelt Mall near Roosevelt Boulevard. Again, this was in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles were founded in 1933. In 1933, Roosevelt took the gold away from people. That was the same year they discontinued the gold coins with the chief and the eagle on each side. That was in 1933. Now, remember, in 1971, the Nixon shock happened. The Nixon shock was an effect of a series of economic measures, including wage and price freezes, subcharges on imports, and unilateral cancellation of direct international convertibility of the US dollar to gold. That was in 1971. Now, who was born in 1971? Sean Duffy, the new transportation head, was born in 1971. Do you guys understand what they're telling us here? Sean Duffy was born the same year as the Nixon shock. And ever since Sean Duffy took over as the transportation head, we've had plane crashes. And now I'm connecting this to the Eagles, who are all connected to the year 1933. And 1933 was the year the Eagles were founded and the year they took the gold. And again, this even connects to this year with the two teams in the Super Bowl and the gold coins. So don't be surprised if March actually brings us to some sort of financial thing. Do not be surprised if the event that we're looking for in March is also financial. Somebody's saying the Nixon shock equals Nixon shock equals 138. Hmm. Somebody said it equals 78, but I don't know what cipher they're talking about. Hold on. I guess in other ciphers. But anyway, you have the Nixon shock, the gold. So all these dates, all these years, they tie to the gold. Okay, and that's why Trump keeps declaring a golden age. And that's why the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes' daughter was in attendance, and her name is Golden Mahomes. So again, Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. Trickster, finance, financial gain, commerce, eloquence, messages, communication, travel. And then you had this guy posting a video. His name is Bank, guys. Keenan Bank posts a video about Mercury smashing people with cars. Okay. So that's Mercury all the way. So, and this all points to Keenan Bank's birthday, who his birthday is the Ides of March. And the Ides of March is also tied to finance and Caesar. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. This connects back to Lincoln, who's on the penny. It all connects, guys. You guys know that, but it just, I don't know. Let me know if you guys who have watched the whole stream. I'm sorry that this stream was all over the place, but I think that I was still able to bring it all together. How it all connects to the money, how it connects to the plane crashes, the trickery. I didn't even talk about Apollo. I totally forgot to mention the Eagle has landed. Maybe I'll just do a separate video on the Eagle has landed. Yeah, someone in the chat is saying the Fed wire ends on March 9th. ISO 20022 starts on March 10th. Thank you for that. Yeah, that might be important. So watch for financial stuff, guys. Just March could be about financial stuff. Um, but okay, here's one last thing I really want to do to hit home this connection between St. Patrick's Day and Mercury. So there's this influencer online, and he's a comedian and he's a jokester. Okay. Who is Pat D. Lucky? So this should prove to you guys the connection between St. Patrick's Day and Mercury. Watch this. Who is Pat D. Lucky? He is an Instagram star. He is a comedian, a jokester. What is Mercury, guys? Let me go back. Mercury is the trickster, the jokester, the clown. He's the class clown. And this guy is named Pat D. Lucky. That's the name he gave himself. And when is Pat D. Lucky's birthday, guys? St. Patrick's Day. Bam. So think about that. A guy who gave himself the name Pat D. Lucky is born on St. Patrick's Day. That's not so weird, right? Notice he's 33 years old right now. But he's also a comedian, right? Which that's Mercury, the trickster. But let's prove this 100% without a doubt that this is about Mercury and St. Patrick's Day. Watch this. So his name is Pat D. Lucky, right? Pat D. Lucky. Bam. Drop the mic, as Joseph always says. I mean, come on, guys. What is the chance of that? Pat D. Lucky, Pat Trick, born on Patrick's Day, the jokester, the trickster, gave himself the name Pat D. Lucky, which just happens to equal Mercury. In a cipher where it's very hard to get matches, guys. there's only a certain amount of words that equal 798 in Jewish Latin gematria. So I don't know. This blew my mind. Like, out of all things, out of all numbers that he could equal, and again, this is a chosen name, guys. He chose to call himself this, right? With the D. And that might point to Donald, right? Donald Trump, D. And notice he's wearing a Florida Gators hat. Florida. Where's Trump based out of? Florida. So again, Pat D, Lucky equals Mercury. And his whole archetype is based off comedians and St. Patrick's Day. And also, who else is born on St. Patrick's Day? You guys know this guy, right? Patrick Duffy. What's the chance that a guy named Patrick Duffy is born on St. Patrick's Day? So Pat D. Lucky, born on St. Patrick's Day, he equals Mercury, right? And then you got this very famous actor, Patrick Duffy, right? He was famous for Step by Step. And remember, what's the name of the news transportation head of the United States? Sean Patrick Duffy. So the new transportation head, Sean Patrick Duffy, you have an actor named Patrick Duffy who's born on St. Patrick's Day. And let me see what Patrick Duffy equals. Hold on. Oh, wow. Look at that. Patrick Duffy equals the Super Bowl number, 59. Oh, interesting. Look. Now, I'm not saying this is the greatest connection, but 798 and 879. So it is interesting that Patrick Duffy and Pat D. Lucky have a same birthday, and you notice how they have the same numbers in this cipher? You see that? So you have, Patrick Duffy born on the same day as, Pat D. Lucky. And, they kind of have in the same cipher, they have the same three numbers. But I know it's not a match, guys, so don't take that as a serious connection. But I mean, it is interesting. Somebody's saying President Day equals 798. That's coming up in a few days. Yeah, somebody's saying Joseph saying Patrick Duffy equals 606. Oh, and I forgot to mention. Oh, it's Sean Duffy equals 606, actually. Yeah. Sean Duffy equals 606. The airplane crash in Philadelphia was at 606, and yeah. Yeah, Patrick Duffy also played Man from Atlantis, yeah. Oh, Patrick Duffy's character in Dallas, Bobby Ewing, died in a car accident, then was resurrected the next season. Huh, interesting. Widow's son in the chat says March 17th is 666 216 hours after Patrick Duffy was born. Oh, really? But that's also his birthday too, right? So that's interesting. So yeah, Patrick Duffy, um, and Pat D. Lucky. Man, this Pat D. Lucky thing I still just can't believe this. He equals 798 like Mercury. Oh, and don't forget Patrick equals 33 and 666 and 111. So some big numbers there. Um, but also the whole Super Bowl, Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. Remember, this Super Bowl was Tom Brady's first Super Bowl as a commentator, right? And during the whole Super Bowl, I did not hear Patrick or Thomas Patrick Edward Brady refer to Mahomes except by the name Patrick. Let me find it. Hold on. Got so much stuff going on. So Patrick Mahomes, who lost the Super Bowl, and you got Thomas Patrick Edward Brady, who's always being compared to him. And again, in the just go back and watch the Super Bowl. Actually, guys, you don't need to go back and watch the Super Bowl, but just trust me. In the Super Bowl, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, he kept saying Patrick and not Mahomes. He kept calling him Patrick every time. He wanted to get the point across, or this reality wanted to get the point across that it's a Patrick riddle. Okay. Also, there's another football player in the NFL named Fitzpatrick. They call him Fitzmagic. So there's Patrick is a huge name in the football. All right, guys. Wow. Ugh, I'm done. I'm beat. Ugh. I'm just saying, guys. I'm not saying that something's going to happen on St. Patrick's Day, but oh, I forgot to even mention what is St. Patrick's Day about, guys? Eh, St. Patrick's Day is about the gold, right? And I already talked about how the gold coins was redeemed. The Philadelphia Eagles were founded the same year as the gold was taken. And St. Patrick's Day is, connected to the Irish, who are all about gold. Let's see. The Irish and gold. Yeah, I mean, you guys know. I don't think I need to like explain that, but there's plenty of connections between the good old St. Patrick's Day and leprechauns and gold, and so I wouldn't be surprised if there's something that goes down on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, come on. It seems like there's a big riddle here for Patrick and gold, and just wouldn't be surprised. At the end of the rainbow, right? Also, yeah, somebody's mentioning Ronald McDonald. That's another great connection with the clown and Trump. Ronald McDonald, the clown, you know. Somebody also told me that the Irish just had a power outage recently. And also somebody told me an Irish person, I can't remember the name, but somebody, one of the great subscribers said that they're actually looking at a possible terror attack on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. So maybe that's what happens. Is there going to be a car attack on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland? That'll be interesting. I mean that I don't want to try to make predictions like that, guys, like specific predictions. That's not what this is about, but I think that it would be interesting if that's what this is pointing to. St. Patrick's Day is 66 years and 6 days after the day the music died. Interesting. Oh yeah, the Brad Garling house, the Ripple guy dressed as a leprechaun. Yeah. Let me show that. Hold on. Okay, so again, so for those of you who like Ripple, the XRP cryptocurrency, this is the CEO of Ripple, right? And see how he's dressed as St. Patrick's Day, a leprechaun, right? Well, and don't forget, Ripple took a picture with Donald Trump in the boat. But look at this. What is this thing? Who made this? Look at this, guys. This is Mercury all over it. Look at this. It says a fortune teleportal gold, swifter pot o' gold. That's just Mercury, Mercury, Mercury all over it. And again, this is the guy who runs Ripple. And what does Ripple equal? Well, there you go, guys. If you don't think Ripple is Mercury, well, there you go. Ripple, Mercury, Julius Caesar, Brad Garlinghouse, the founder of Ripple, dressing up as a leprechaun. XRP and Ripple are trying to go against the SWIFT system, and SWIFT is the banking system, which again is Mercury. Uh, so yeah, there's a lot to. Oh, and there's this one too, right, guys? The golden ticket, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, that reminds me. In this clip where this guy says, "I'm Mercury and I like to smash people with cars," the guy's asking this guy for a hot chocolate. That might connect to the golden ticket and the Willy Wonka. But think about Willy Wonka, guys. Willy Wonka was essentially like a trickster, a jokester. And look at this article saying is XRP the golden ticket. These people and their wild theories, man. I tell you. I mean, it is interesting, Brad Garlinghouse sitting with Ripple and Trump. Oh boy. Oh, look at the green, guys. I didn't notice that before, but I do see some green back there. The green candles. This is so funny. Did they really? Is this AI? Like, because if anyone knows charts and markets and looking at charts for financial assets, you know what a green candle stands for, right? A price that's going up, a green candle. It's like they're trolling you at this point. Like you put green candles behind Trump with Ripple, you know. So I just can't help but and look at Trump, man. He's the jokester, man. He's the clown. Like that's just his destiny. That's the God. That's he didn't even choose that. That's his destiny, man. The snake, the deceiver, the person who sweet talks you, the Gemini. That's what Geminis can do. Trust me. Us Geminis can have two-sided. I mean, I'm just being honest. So that's just how it is, I think. Anyway, I'm getting off. I think I'm a bit tired, but the snake equals 798 in Sumerian. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let's bring that up. That's a good one. Ah, good one. Good one. So there you go again, guys. We just had Trump and the snake. He read the snake poem. The snake, 798. Like Pat D. Lucky, who's born on St. Patrick's Day, the man behind the curtain in the Emerald City, Mercury, right? Super interesting. The snake. So thank you for that one. Hold on, I believe I got a text from Casey. Hold on, I'm gonna put the invite link in the chat if someone wants to join. I think Casey Jones Astrology wants to join and say some stuff. I don't know if you're still in there, Casey. I just saw your message. Also, Dr. Savage, who now goes by Alpha Omega, he says in the Strong's 260 is Hermes, which is Mercury, and President Donald Trump equals 260 in trigonal. That is a good connection. Oh, president equals 798. Really? Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. President 798. The snake. So the president is the snake, guys. Hey, what's 798 in Strong's? Hold on. Really? 798 in Strong's is a star. Wow. Astron. There's some stuff I might be able to say, but not going to get into it. But somebody look more into that one for me. But yeah, it is interesting that 798 in Strong's is a star. You should try the Greek word. We're doing some decoding on the fly here. Let me check and see if Casey's backstage. Casey Jones, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
How you been?
Been pretty good. Just got off work.
I'm assuming Mr. Mercury himself has a lot to share. You know, you're the mail deliverer, and you're the one that got all this started for me. So I'm sure you have some additions here.
Oh yeah, I've been just wanting to say I wanted to mention the movie Airplane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it
Let me
let's
look.
see.
So Airplane.
Yeah, its initial release, I believe, was June 25th of 1980.
Says June 27th. Is that it?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
June 27th, 1980. Didn't you did you send me a measurement? What was it you told me about that? I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that's 17 was born.
Say that again, you cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. It was 1776 weeks exactly after Donald Trump's birthday.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull that up. Oh, wow. All right, guys, you see that? The movie Airplane came out exactly 1776 weeks after Trump was born. This
And
is
it gets better too because if you go from the wide release, which was July 2nd, if you go from that date to 9/11/2001, it's exactly 88 Mercury years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge.
There it is.
Yep, there it is, guys. All right, so again, we're proving this Mercury years. I'm really trying to get this Mercury year stuff on the map, man. Like it needs to be, or
Yeah.
it needs to be seen. Because look at this. You're telling me that that the airplane movie came out 1776 weeks exactly after Trump was born, and then from the second premiere of the movie to 9/11 was exactly 88 Mercury years? Guys,
Yep.
what is the day orbit of Mercury? It's 88 days. What does Trump equal? 88. You know? Man, I need to make just a standalone video about this. You know? Like this needs to be just in its own video.
And then I also noticed, I think I mentioned this to you, if you go from 9/11 to Inauguration Day, it's 97 Mercury years, and plane crash is 97 ordinal. So if you go
It
from
was
that,
this year's inauguration day.
yeah, so 120, 2025, yeah. Okay,
Well,
so maybe it's the 21st, so his first full day as
oh, so the
president.
day yeah, so basically the day he did the Operation Stargate, basically. That
Okay.
was the day he did that. So it still fits with that
Hey,
whole narrative.
check out that 1219 weeks for that date to date. It
Wow.
takes you
Okay.
back to the 1219 2024.
Yep.
Yeah, I just saw that.
So guys, again, from the 9/11 to the first full day of Trump's second term was 97 Mercury years exactly, which again, just to reiterate, plane crash, 97. So Trump and plane crash and 9/11, they pretty much go hand in hand. And I think,
Hey, just a couple more things, and I better hop off of here. I just wanted to say, if you didn't mention it already, that Leprechaun has that 103 gematria, just like Mercury.
oh, does
And
it?
yeah, and then in that same vein, St. Patrick's Day would be the 248th day from the Butler, Pennsylvania incident. And if you recall, Kamala Harris, she turned 248 Mercury years old on that day, was July 13th of
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And in Latin, or was it Latin or Hermes equals 248,
right.
or in standard, not Latin,
Yeah.
standard Latin equals 248. So
You
yeah,
know,
that
you talk about like all these car attacks in Germany, and it makes me think about like, the Mercedes Benz logo. It's that triple. It kind of looks like a Y, right?
yeah,
And then you also see that in Back to the Future with the flux capacitor. It has that Y shape.
right.
I think that's a Mercury symbol. And then again with Germany, I think there's like a similar root, like the German Hermes. Like, there's similar. To me, it's like they kind of,
Yeah, yeah,
you
I
know what I
get what you're
mean?
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I was kind of looking in the area of that incident yesterday to see if there was any mercury stuff. There is a mercury fountain um, in Munich. It's not like a
yeah,
huge attraction or anything, but there is a mercury fountain in Munich.
right.
Um, but I think it was like maybe, yeah, I don't remember. It was not very far away from where the incident actually happened. So it was
Mm,
something I was kind of looking into because
yeah.
I wonder if it's. I mean, did you see that thing I already shared here, man? Where this guy goes to the counter with this, and this Keenan Bank goes to this counter, and the guy behind the counter calls himself Mercury, and he likes to smash people with cars. It just, man,
Yeah, yeah.
just
That's
the fact that my girlfriend saw that video, like just after the car attack happened, and again, she's from Bavaria. That's her area, so I don't know what happened there, but that was craziness. Whew.
yeah. That's kind
And
of
had just told her like maybe 20 minutes before she saw this video. I was like, babe, this is all about Mercury and the car attack. And she says, babe, did you see this video? I was like,
Hey,
what video?
this is might be kind of random, but this is kind of a running joke online. Like you go to a lot of the comment sections of different videos and reels, and you always see there's always this one comment that like we got this before GTA 5. You know, because you think
Yeah.
about hitting people with cars, and man, that's like a big part of the GTA Grand Theft Auto series. Like is
Yeah. That's
getting in the car and
yeah,
just
that's the point.
so
Aren't
I
they like
wonder like
waiting?
when that game does release, there's going to be some huge ritual with it. But yeah. Anyways, man, I better. It was GTA 6, I guess, is the next one.
Yeah, that's the
So,
next one.
but yeah, I guess I better hop off of here. I got to go take care of some things. But
Oh yeah, and one last thing. You notice it's called theft, like Mercury's the god of
oh
thieves.
yeah, yeah, that
Right?
makes yeah. Grand Theft Auto 721.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Interesting. I'll look more into both this airplane thing and this Grand Theft Auto because I think that look at that 88 Grand Theft Auto 6.
yeah,
88. Hmm. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing that great info and it's great additions to this whole video. So,
yeah, yeah. Thanks for letting me on. All right,
yeah, no
see you, Cody.
problem, man. See you.
Bye.
All right. So, thanks again for Casey Jones. Amazing. He's the one that got all this Mercury stuff really started, you know. So, man, but what did you guys think of what Casey shared there? 88 Mercury years after after the airplane movie came out, 9/11 happened. That's just crazy. And then Trump was born 1776. Grand theft equals 103, huh? Huh. Yep, there it is. Grand theft 103. Like Mercury. Mercury, the god of thieves. I mean, how much more do I need to show here, man? Like, lots of Mercury connections, man. Lots of them. Yeah, and then Grand Theft Auto 6 equals 88, and that's Mercury's orbital period. Mercury. I think we got someone else in the back. Hold on. Sorry, 113. I saw you here. 113, you're on. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? This is the first time I've used StreamYard. Can you hear me all right?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. It almost sounds like you're a bit like away from it, but I can still hear you.
Let's see. Can you hear me any better?
A bit better.
Well, okay, I just wanted to keep it short and sweet, Cody. Like, I'm a bit of an asshole, right? But I have good intentions and I want to help. But I can't really help unless, like you give it a try. So what I'd like to see is everyone in your community goes and reads my book today. Like I really feel it just help everyone out a lot if you understood a little bit more about Hermes. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
this is the book that Hermes wrote, and just give it a chance, and then let me know what you think. That's all.
Okay, so where can I find the link to the book? Is there a link or where do I find this?
Yeah, you can go to archive.org, the free book, site. Go to
Uh-huh.
archive.org and you search core hermetic doctrines.
Archive dot book, you said? Or org?
Archive.org, O-R-G.
Okay. And just wait for my computer to load and search what is it?
Core hermetic doctrines.
Or Hermetic doctrines. All right. And Can
And
you
it's
see
the
my
gray
screen?
one right there. 113 polyhistone, 113 right there, you know? And
Cool.
you can download the PDF for free or you can read it for free right there.
All right. Well, that's cool. If anyone wants to support you and donate, there's a way to do that, right?
There is a way to donate, but I don't want any money.
Okay. Well, I was just thought maybe, but yeah, I
That's cool,
definitely will
man.
read
Save
it.
your money. Just read the book for free.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
if you really like it, you can go on Amazon and buy the paperback. And the paperback is like a really kind of bigger size because there's a lot of pictures in the book. So I wanted the pictures to come out really well. So the book is big and the pictures come out really well. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Cool. I'm excited actually to read it because
So
I love
yeah,
to.
man. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. I've been telling you guys for the last decade, hey, I'm the real Hermes. Listen up here. I'm trying to help you out. But, you know, people are fucking stupid. And there's nothing you can really do about that other than be patient. And so, yeah, I'm just going
Well,
to sit
yeah.
back, be patient. Hopefully, your community reads my book and they understand a little bit more about Hermes and what it's really about. And, you know, and I'm sick of everybody trying to make me out to be the bad guy. Like it's getting old, you know. So I come to you guys, maybe like you see what the real Hermes is more like, and you won't fall for this bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, like again, I have only seen you in my chat. Like, I mean, I've seen you in my chat a lot, but I didn't know you had a book. Like, I didn't know you had all this stuff. So, otherwise, I would have already read it and shared it. But I again, I don't know who's calling you worthless or who's calling you names or anything. But I'm not going to call you names because it seems like you know what. Yeah, again, I'll read the book and then I'll share. You
Cody,
know, I'll also.
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Like I said, I have nothing. I'm always trying to just share people's knowledge because you probably know way more about way more stuff than I do. You've probably been doing this longer than I have. So, and there's probably
Uh,
a lot of people that have been doing that. So, like again, I'm not somebody like Zach Hubbard or somebody like that who's just trying to like squash everyone's thing here, man. I just want everyone to work together and find things out, you know. So
I'm gonna tell you, Cody, the end goal, the final everything, what you're working towards, your goals, the goal of the alchemist, the goal of the hermeticist, what you want to achieve, what you're doing this all for. It is a connection with God, the source creator, the all, you know,
yeah,
the highest, the source. Your end
yeah,
goal and what you're trying to do is to develop an actual, real, personal connection with the source creator. And when you
exactly.
achieve it, you will have a real relationship. Not metaphorical, not allegorical, not anything like that. You will have a real relationship with the real God. Okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
So
get it.
that's all that that's the end game.
Hmm. It should be.
So
That's what it should be. And if that's what you're saying, then I know that you're on the right track, you know. So
yeah, man. So yeah, any other questions for me before I let you go?
um not especially. I'll just read the book first and then do you have a channel? Do you actually have a channel or do you share videos or you just have the book?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. Check it out real quick. At Fool King Hermes. FOOL King Hermes. Fool King Hermes.
Hold on, let me just I have way too much stuff up here. Hold on. I'm so unorganized today. Surprised my computer hasn't completely failed on me. All right. So it's on YouTube, right? Say that again.
Yeah, YouTube. Fool King Hermes. FOOL King Hermes. One word.
Fool King Hermes.
Yeah, it's one word. Fool King Hermes.
Okay. Man, got it. Okay. I'm subscribed to you, so I knew I was. Ah, I see. So you post like pictures of your book here.
Yeah.
Okay.
From my book and from just other things I find interesting or whatever.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's good. I mean, for all the people in the chat, make sure you guys go check out the book, give it a read, and then here's his channel if you guys are interested. And yeah, thanks for someone else coming on. At least I'm just glad someone else came on and shared something too. So
Yeah, hey, thanks for giving me the audience and the time, Cody. Not many people do, so I appreciate you and the opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hang up now, and I hope you all enjoy your day.
all right, man. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. All right. Well, thanks to all the people who do come on here and share their amazing knowledge, like this 113. And again, if you guys want to check out it, I just you know he doesn't want the money, so he's doing it for not money, right? So that's already a good thing. So basically, just go check out the book if you guys want, and then his YouTube channel is right here. So, and I was already subscribed right here. I didn't even need to subscribe. All right. So thanks again to 113 or Fool King Hermes. That's his handle. Thanks to him for coming on, and to all of you who are still in the chat. Um, I'll stay on for 5 more minutes, and then we'll hang this up. March 29th in the US is the 88th day of the year. We have a solar eclipse that day. Okay, so yeah, March 29th is also a day to watch. Yeah, Robert Frederick, I don't think he was calling all the people in the chat stupid. I think he was calling all the people that have ignored him. But yeah, I don't think that's what he was trying to come off of. I think he just wants people to see his work. So let's go check out his work and learn what he has to offer, just like I would want people to do. Yeah, Coffee Girl says he's been around for a long time. He just wants people to see his work. And I think that's a uh, it's not so much to ask, I don't think. So hopefully people aren't offended, and I just want people to get along here too. So let's try to support other people. And again, don't forget to support Joseph Aquaviva, who's also in the chat, and all the other decoders that I've shared. Um, Chris Holding, another friend of mine here who I want to meet up with one day in person. Um, Chris Holding says, got some good 88 for you, Cody, but can't jump on the live stream at the moment. Okay, Chris. Well, maybe next live stream, or if you can want to leave it in the comments, you can also. But yeah, maybe you can jump on the next live. Um, Then one of the elders said to me, don't weep. See that the Lion of tribe of Judah, the root of David, has triumphed. He is able to open the scrolls and its seven seals. Revelation 5:5. Brandon Joseph shared that one. Um, uh, Robert Frederick, his channel is this right here. It's just type in Fool King Hermes, all one word. That's his channel, to answer your question. Somebody says, Sean Bond says, the film Munich was 999 weeks old yesterday. Features the terrorist group Black September, which is fictionalized in the film Black Sunday. Yeah, you know what, guys? I talked about Black Sunday. And just a few days after the Super Bowl, we have a car attack in Munich. And Munich is heavily connected to Black Sunday. So that's just another thing that probably should have been mentioned that I forgot to mention. Oh, I forgot to mention too, Dr. Savage had mentioned that Mercury is going retrograde on Purim. Mercury retrograde on Purim. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so right here, guys, Mercury retrograde, March 14th. How about that? Pi Day, just the same day as the eclipse. Wow. So just more Mercury connections. Visionary Vet says, I hope Cody is feeling better because poopy pants equals 9/11. Uh, that's funny. I am feeling better. Yes. Thank you. 88 is the 145th day of the year. 222 left. Israel 145. Good one. 145 was huge with the Super Bowl. Dr. Savage says, pick any year and look at after Purim. You will see all the rituals have the same themes. All right, guys, I'm taking off here. It's late. My girlfriend's sleeping, and it's late. So, and I've been sick, so I should probably get off here now and recover more. I was on a good long fast because I had a stomach bug, and yeah, yeah. And thanks to you too, 113. Appreciate you, and I'm going to check out your book tonight and tomorrow. I'm going to read it. So, thanks for sharing, and thanks, Joseph. Thanks to all the people in the chat for watching and constantly supporting the channel here and supporting people's work, including mine. And much love to you all. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. God bless.